Hi guys, welcome to today's video. I thought it would be fun to sit down and do a 2024 pop culture reflection and just talk about all the things that have happened in pop culture this year. I did get this idea from Smokey Glow, so credit to her. She did a similar video and I thought it was really fun and I wanted to do one. And I'm going to talk about all this stuff while I get ready because I just love chatting to you guys while I get ready. It's so much fun. I have a horrible memory though, like genuinely it's worrisome. So I just googled 2024 pop culture moments. So I'm going to go through a couple of those lists and go off of that. Starting off very strong with challengers. This was a moment for me personally. I loved challengers. I feel like we as a society moved on from challengers way too quickly. I went and saw it multiple times in the movie theater and I did not stop thinking about it for months. I still get edits on my TikTok and I'm like, that movie was so good. I love Luca Guadagnino because I'm a Call Me By Your Name stan, and like he really just did that with challengers. It was so good and I feel like so different from anything at least that I've seen recently, but also ever. It was just so refreshing and just like sexy and exciting. Literally action movies wish that they were that intense. That movie was a thriller, a psychological thriller. I don't care. I remember sitting in the theater, heart racing, like so much going on. I was sweating. My friend and I just kept looking at each other like, is going on right now? And it definitely was like a big pop culture moment of 2024. I just feel like it didn't last as long as it needed to. Wait, the next one is Hot Rodent Boyfriend. That's so funny. I feel like that was a very small moment, but you know what's funny? I don't know if anybody else's parents are like chronically online. My mom is on TikTok and so she'll ask me about things like this and I remember she was like, what's going on with the rodent men or something? It was so funny. Next is Brat Summer. I feel like I'm very in the middle on Brat Summer. I thought it was fun, but I just like wasn't fully in it personally. I listened to some of the album and I've been a Troye Sivan fan for a really long time, so I was watching the Sweat Tour and stuff, but I just didn't fully have my own Brat Summer personally, but it definitely was a huge moment in pop culture this year. I feel like there was a month or two where you just could not escape Charlie XCX and Brat Summer, and good for her because I feel like she's been making music for a long time and she really blew up this year, so good for her. Brat Summer definitely was a moment. It was just a moment that I personally didn't really partake in, so I don't have super strong feelings towards it either way, but it was a lot of fun. Also, I was at my friend's house recently and we were playing Hues and Cues, which is like a game. The board's like all different colors and you have to describe the color and the other people guess what color you're talking about. And I had lime green, so I said Brat Summer, and like none of them knew what I was talking about except my one friend, which surprised me. I know I'm chronically online, but I thought everybody was gonna know that and only like one other person did. Molly May and Tommy Fury's breakup is on here. This is another one like only chronically online people I feel like care about, except maybe if you're in the UK, but here in the US, I only know one person who like knows who Molly May is. This was like shocking and also not shocking at all. I was surprised when I initially found out and then I was like, you know what, that kind of tracks. But they were so cute on Love Island. I really liked them. That's the only season of Love Island I've ever watched and I just loved them so much. I still to this day, if I see the clip of them recoupling after Casa Amor, I literally sob. They were so cute. So this was upsetting to me personally, but I don't feel like this really had a huge impact globally. Like I don't feel like this was super mainstream. Again, like I'm sure in the UK it was more so, but I feel like from an American perspective, no one cared but me. But also, girl, you can do better. Like she's gorgeous, successful. She will be dating like a Dubai prince or something. Mark my words. The lesbian renaissance. I mean, I guess, because it's a queer girl representation in music, film, and culture. That's actually true. I agree with that. MILF films. Thank God. I'm glad you brought it up because I've been dying to talk about it. I think this trend of MILF films is the funniest thing in the world. I watch all of them, obviously, but they're all so bad. I love bad romance movies. I will watch any romance movie. I don't care if it's cheesy. I love them. Normally, even if they're bad, I can find joy in them. I can enjoy them, but these MILF movies are so bad. I don't know what it is. I did not watch the new Nicole Kidman one. I actually don't know if that's out yet, but I watched The Idea of You. I watched the one with Zac Efron and Joey King. I watched the one with Laura Dern and Liam Hemsworth. They were all bad. I don't know what it is. I want to support the MILF film movement because I think it's hysterical, but they just keep making them so bad. The Idea of You was insane. I'm sorry, I have to like, I'm gonna do a video where I watch The Idea of You and drink a bottle of wine because that movie was crazy. Only my fellow One Direction girls will understand the impact of that film. Like, it was crazy. I do feel like this was a big part of 2024. Like, why did so many come out? And I want to support the movement, but I just think they need to simply make the films better. And then I would be all for it. The lookalike contests, I think I'm growing weary of this trend. I think they were fun at first, especially the Timothée Chalamet one. I think that was like the first one. So funny. I wish I went. I think it's hysterical that he showed up. And I think it's just one of those trends where I think it's fun for right now, but I think we should leave it in 2024. I don't want to see this continue on forever and ever. The Bach one was funny. The Zayn one, they just did a Jason Kelsey one. It's funny to see people show up and like see who looks like these celebrities, but I don't think it's one of those trends that's gonna last a really long time. I feel like it's gonna fizzle out. I'm already kind of over it personally. Speaking of Bach, I have not seen Wicked on this list yet, but it's gotta be on some list somewhere, and I don't even care because it's definitely a huge pop culture moment and I could not be more obsessed. I have been waiting for a Wicked movie for literally probably 10 years. I remember years and years and years ago they said they were gonna do a Wicked movie, and then even in like, I feel like 2016 they said it was gonna happen, and then even the production on the actual Wicked movie started like before COVID. I have been waiting. I honestly can't believe it actually came out, and let me tell you, I was not disappointed. I am obsessed. It was so good. I feel like when you have something that popular and that beloved, and it's something that I love personally a lot, I was a little nervous. You never know. It's scary. They really did it justice. Thank God, honestly. I would have been so sad if it was awful. I thought Cynthia and Ariana were both incredible. The sets, costumes, the songs, Jonathan Bailey. I really thought it was so well done. Honestly, my only complaint is I do kind of hate that it's 2 parts. I guess I'm not mad at it because at the end of the day I just get more Wicked, which is fun, but it's just like kind of an eye roll, I'm not gonna lie. With that being said, I think part 2 is gonna be absolutely bonkers insane. It's gonna be so good, but I do wish I could watch all of it right now, or I wish they just were releasing it in 6 months or something instead of a year. But I love Wicked. Definitely a huge pop culture moment. I feel like it's the biggest pop culture thing that's happened this year. At least I can't think of anything bigger off the top of my head. Everybody is talking about it, which surprised me. I was talking to my mom about this. I'm a theater kid, proudly a former theater kid, and I'm also from New Jersey, so Broadway is just more accessible because we're so close to it. So I'm lucky enough that I've seen Wicked, and I knew Wicked was really popular, but I wasn't expecting it to have such a mainstream impact. I kind of thought it would be popular, but it would be popular for theater kids, you know? I didn't think everyone in the world was gonna go see it. Even like all my coworkers went and saw it. I just wasn't expecting it to be as big and as mainstream. I'm really glad it is. Just a little bit surprising to me. Oh, literally the next thing on the list was Wicked. Oh, this is fun. This is from British GQ, and I feel like it's a lot more niche than the other one. The first one is Sexy Jeremy Allen White. Like, discovering someone sexy is a pop culture moment. I mean, it kind of was. Good for him. He's having a good year. Good for him. He was just filming his new Bruce Springsteen movie, like 20 minutes from my house. Iowa Debris Pretends to Be Irish is also on here. I'm obsessed with her. I think she is one of the funniest people ever, and I just love like a silly bit. I don't even know how this started, like her just pretending to be Irish and then all the Irish celebrities like adopting her into their culture and claiming her as one of their own is so hysterical, and it's just so silly. I love it. Definitely niche. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like Iowa Debris is popular for like chronically online Gen Z. And I guess she was in The Bear. I actually haven't watched The Bear, and that's like a pretty mainstream show, but I feel like she's still not super popular, so I feel like this is definitely more niche. But personally, I found it so funny. Was Bottoms this year or was that last year? No, that was probably last year. Damn. These are so random. I forgot about all of these. Is this going to ruin the tour? The Kendrick Drake beef is on here. Literally have no idea what that is. Did they have beef? I completely missed that. Helen Mirren is sad that Kurt Cobain never used GPS. That is the funniest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. How did that come up? Andrew Garfield goes on chicken shop date. This is something I feel very strongly about. I don't know what press briefing Andrew Garfield got, but that man thought he was going on a real date. I know people were saying like, oh, this is just an act, fake nice guy or whatever. I love Andrew Garfield. He hasn't given me a reason not to trust him yet, so I'm a fan. I've just been obsessed with their dynamic, and I secretly want them to fall in love and get married. So I screamed when he showed up on Chicken Shop Date. But I just am obsessed with them. I think they're so cute, and I loved that he was trying to make it an actual date the entire time, and she was trying to keep her composure and keep the show going. And then he literally says, I wish we didn't do this because now we can't go on a real date, which, one, like, yes you can. But I just love them. It's so book to me. Like, I need someone to write a book based off this. I want to read Amelia and Andrew fanfiction, basically. BuzzFeed, here we go. Finally, some real journalism. Jojo Siwa. Girl, please. I guess we have to talk about Taylor and the Eras Tour. Personally, I feel like the Eras Tour was bigger in 2023. Again, maybe that's just because I'm American and that's when she was in America and that's when I saw her. But I do think I didn't hear as much about it in 2024. I think when Tortured Poets came out and then she added the Tortured Poets set list, I was seeing a lot more for it. And I think, is this the year that she started doing the mashups, or was that last year? I think when she started doing the mashups, that also sort of ignited it again. But other than that, I just wasn't following it as closely. I wasn't like watching grainy live streams anymore personally, so I feel like it was more of a 2023 thing, but still like a huge pop culture thing still. Even the Eras Tour being on the back burner, it's still like one of the biggest things ever. And obviously Taylor has been everywhere. Her and Travis, definitely a huge pop culture moment for her. I mean, her entire career is like that, but I feel like I'm running out of things, but I'm not done with my makeup yet. Chappell Roan, I mean, the biggest artist of 2024. I know people have sort of changed their tune about her, and in some ways I agree. I don't love everything she said, and I sort of have conflicting feelings on like things she talked about, but in terms of relevance to this year, I feel like there really wasn't a bigger artist, except maybe Sabrina. But Chappell was just such a big pop culture phenomenon, feminine phenomenon, and I love her personally. I listen to her music a ton. I will say I do this with a lot of things. I think I overdid it and got slightly sick of her just because I literally listened to only her music for like 3 months straight every single day. So then I grew a tad tired of it. It's still incredible, but recently I haven't been listening to it as much. But I do love her. I think her music is so good. I think she's so unique, and regardless of how you feel about her, she took over the world this year, except maybe Sabrina. I feel like Sabrina's been way up there too. You could not escape that girl this year, and I like her too. I feel like I didn't listen to her music as much as I listened to Chappell, but I still do really like Sabrina. I think she's really fun, and I think she also is unique. I really like the way she markets herself. It's very distinct, but I think it's really fun. And this was the year of the girls. The pop girls took over. I was thinking the other day, no HS4 because Harry knows. Don't even bother. This was the year for the girls. Dancing with the Stars, I feel like did have a huge moment. I didn't watch it, but I saw a lot of it on TikTok, and I feel like it was way more popular this year than it has been. I don't know if it was just like my algorithm, but I never saw that much Dancing with the Stars stuff before, and I was kind of invested. I mean, I didn't watch it, I just like watched it via TikTok sometimes, but I think they had a really good cast. Joey from The Bachelor, hello. Alona Mar, Steven from the Olympics, I don't know his last name. That was definitely a moment because I did not care about Dancing with the Stars literally at all, and I was kind of invested. I thought it was fun. This isn't on any of the lists, but I feel like Paul Mescal also took over this year, which I'm happy about, but also that's my boyfriend. You guys don't know Paul Mescal like I know Paul Mescal. Me and him are like this. I actually found out who he was because he was dating Phoebe Bridgers, and I am a Phoebe girl. I love her, and I saw him in the Savior Complex music video, and then I saw him in Normal People. You don't even know, like you don't get it. You want to talk about altering brain chemistry? Like, please. Daisy Edgar Jones had a good year too, actually. Good for them. But recently, Paul has just been everywhere, and I'm like, I'm so happy for him, but also we should have gatekeeped. Now everybody loves him. I'm like, that's my man, you don't get it. And I normally try not to be like that because it's annoying. Like, who cares? But if you haven't seen Normal People, don't start. You don't even get it. No, I am really happy for him though. Although I will say Gladiator 2, mid. And that's coming from someone who 2 of my favorite male celebrities are Pedro Pascal and Paul Mescal, and I still thought it was mid. Liam. Liam. TikTok audio. It's not funny, it's just if I don't laugh I will actually start sobbing hysterically and crying. So we're just gonna gloss over that one quickly. Unfortunately, a huge pop culture moment that will be burned into my brain forever. I don't think I will ever fully recover from it. But with that being said, I don't want to talk about it. I'm not taking questions right now, thank you. Something I'm still working through privately. Thank you so much. On that note, cut the cameras. I do feel like I've done all of them though, like all the good ones. Now they're just getting like very niche. Why are my lips so crusty today? All right guys, that was so fun. It's crazy how much happens in a year. Some of that stuff feels like it was so long ago, and some of it I just completely forgot about. So it was very fun taking a little stroll down memory lane and chatting about all the big pop culture moments of this year. Please comment what your favorite pop culture moments were, or any pop culture moments that you want to leave in 2024. If you want to find me anywhere else, all of my other socials will be down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.